Hello and welcome to KS3 Design and Technology and Food Science. My name is Mrs. Brock and I am the STEAM faculty leader, which includes design technology, food science, visual arts, computer science and IT. So on this first screen here, I'm just going to cover the course overview. As you can see from our workshops, students will be working within the workshops to design and make a range of products. They will be using small hand tools and they will be using bigger machinery to make their products. Whilst they're doing this, obviously they are supervised whilst using small equipment and taught the correct procedure, as well as supervised when using the larger equipment. Students will be learning the function and properties of a range of materials, and they will also be planning, designing and making a range of products. Throughout this, they will always be applying numeracy skills when making food products, and they will be learning the principles of healthy eating and nutrition. Students will spend half the academic year studying food science or design technology, and at February half term, they switch. On the whole, they will switch to another teacher, a specialist teacher of design technology or food science. Sometimes they may have the same teacher throughout the year for design technology and food science. So here you can see this is going to now cover some of our Year 7 food science curriculum. We begin by looking at safety in the workshop, as well as then conducting some small focus practicals such as boiled egg and toast. This enables students to work together as teams, know the rules and expectations, but also know about heat transference. We will develop knife skills by making coleslaw. We'll be looking at healthy eating in the Eat Well guide. We will be making fruit crumble, where students will learn the techniques and the scientific side of rubbing in. Tomato ragu, we'll be looking again at heat transference as well as knife skills by making the tomato sauce. We will be making mince pies, which links back to rubbing in. Students are making enchiladas, so this will be the safe handling of meat, or they're making a vegetarian option. We'll be making pizza, so looking at dough formation. And lastly, we'll be looking at healthy eating and hydration. Throughout the course, students are always taught the nutritional function of the ingredients as well as the scientific properties. So by this, we look at how ingredients change, how ingredients alter, if they've been manipulated or if they have also been heated. In Year 8, we begin by looking and conducting a fibre experiment in groups. Students will be making a Moroccan couscous, which is based on their knife skills again, but the use of different flavourings. They'll be looking at mac and cheese by making an all-in-one sauce and looking at the process of gelatinization. We will be looking at the main macronutrients in greater depth. We'll be making a tear and share bread, looking again at gluten formation, egg fried rice, raspberry and white chocolate muffins, the booty and Dutch apple cake also. In Year 9, the level of skill increases, and students will begin looking at fruit as a commodity, and they will move on to combine that knowledge of fruit as a commodity in terms of preservation, nutrition, if it's imported, if it is British produced, by making fruit pinwheels with rough puff pastry. They'll be moving on to be making a quiche, as in future weeks we'll be looking at the functions of eggs in terms of coagulation and setting, and looking at the different types of eggs that can be purchased and how they might be farmed and produced. We will be making jollof rice with plantains, so looking at flavourings and foods from other cultures. We will be making lasagna, which is always a popular one with Year 9 students, but this links back to Year 8 when we've previously made a sauce in for our mac and cheese dish. Profiteroles, again, we're linking back to the functions of eggs and the scientific side of getting these quantities and ingredients exact. Vegetable samosas, as well as a choice of curries towards the end of Year 9. In design and technology, students will be looking at making products over a period of weeks. This will build on numeracy skills, this will build on the functions of materials, and it will build on using hand tools as well as the large equipment safely to produce good quality final products. So in Year 7, it's a bird feeder task. This is students' first introduction to the workshop. Numeracy is really important here in terms of accurate measurements, accurate cutting, the quality of the finish, finishing the item, making sure it's protected, but also making sure that we have smooth edges to this bird feeder. Students finish this project by working on a graphics-based project where they will make an individual design card. Depending on the time of year, that's up to them, but they were looking at using bitmaps and vectors, how to edit text, how to format images to create a personalised card that they can take home to you. In Year 8, students are making a box. This can be a rectangular storage box or a square. Again, measurements, marking out, cutting are extremely important here to produce a quality outcome. They'll be looking at lap joints, how to form lap joints. They'll be looking at different finishing techniques that can be added, how to also protect the wood. By going onto the computer suite, students will prepare graphic images that can be laser cut on top of their box. This introduces their first stage of using the laser cutter. The graphics project that we do in Year 8 is based on a board game, and students will design and create a board game that they've sketched out, marked out and planned on Corel Draw, and using the graphic techniques again. In Year 9, we begin with a coat hook project introducing metalwork. So students get the foundation skills that they require in metalwork, and filing, shaping, coating metal, how to prepare metal safely. And once they've learnt these basic skills of making a coat hook, they will move on to form and make their own candlestick. This is based on natural forms, and students have their own choices how they want to prepare and make their candlestick for that project. We finish off in Year 9 by trying to introduce some key 3D design skills so that students are aware of the expectations that are required at GCSE. This covers all of my presentation for design and technology. As said, my name is Mrs. Brock, and as you can see from the range of products that students are making and the skills, techniques and the knowledge developed, it's quite an exciting project that they will complete over Year 7, 8 and 9. Thank you.